Anger of a bereaved people, a nation grief-stricken following the gruesome killing of an Army Major Maxwell Mahama by a mob at New Obuasi in the Central Region. The nation was unanimous in its condemnation of the killing of the soldier, which was captured in a viral video. His killers were alleged to have pursued and lynched him on suspicion he was a robber. Today marks exactly 1 year since that incident, and family of the slain soldier has expressed disappointment over the number of persons currently standing trial. Here's a report recounting events since that fateful day, filed by colleague Joseph Akable.
A man known to be full of life by the many that interacted with him. For his family, he was simply a father, while for the many soldiers who were under his command, he was a true officer and a gentleman. A decorated officer of the 5th Battalion Infantry of the Ghana Armed Forces, Major Maxwell Mahama fought for his life at the hands of the very citizens he had sworn to protect. The captain's last fight remains one brutal episode in his short life that is a scar on the conscience of the nation. It therefore came as no surprise when hundreds thronged the State House to join his family, bid him farewell. It was a solemn moment, tough for the family. For so many of the mourners, the memory of the murder of the soldier played back in their minds as his killers hounded him with stones.
The years ahead will be full of memories, but I wanted more than just memories. It's fine, I'll manage. You wanted us to go all together, but God needs you where you are, because there are too many obstacles and temptations here on earth. You are so safe, I am glad. I love you is not a new word to you, because I love you were always said in our house. This is a lesson to always love wholeheartedly while we have bread. Choose love over strife, quarrels, jealousy, backbiting, etc. What at all do we want in this world that is not our home? I'll safely keep your tithe card and show to the children one day. I'll take good care of them because this was your wish. I will try and let Jaden have your pistol because you always said that was your only proper property for Jaden. My dear husband, Justin partner, advisor, teacher, mentor, Maxwell Adam Mahama, rest in perfect peace. I love you.
A wife broken beyond consolation. She mastered courage to speak to a nation stricken by grief. Grief that cries out that no other person should suffer such loss, and also for vengeance. On that day, a dark cloud covered the entire nation. So intense was the pain that many couldn't hold back their tears. Father of the late soldier could simply not finish his tribute.
I stand here today with a heavy heart to pay tribute to my son, my brother, my friend, because these are all what Major Maxwell Adam Mahama was to me. This relationship started right from his death because
this relationship started right from his bed because being our first child, myself and Vero, his mother, competed for his company. Unlike most children, Maxwell was not the type who, as baby, gave us sleepless night.
His comrades in arms paid their last respect. At his death, Major Mahama received so many salutes both from the rank and file of the army that he did in his entire life. Even before the tears dried from the eyes of the mourners, a chorus of vengeance filled was heard in the voices of many who couldn't accept the death of the young captain. For many, a quick resolution of the matter could help the family put the tragic incident behind them.
I am a part of the family. Maxwell is my nephew, and I feel very sad at what has happened. I believe that government and the security agencies will do everything possible to bring the perpetrators of this dastardly act to book. If we are able to find out who did it and properly prosecute them and apply the penalty, I believe that it will serve as a deterrent to people who engage in mob justice. If this happens, then Maxwell's death would not have been in vain.
Are some are claiming for something like this to be done to him? No. In the past, when this kind of thing used to happen, they would slap him, bash him a few times, and hand him over to the police. Where did we go wrong and have to go so far to kill, smite, block, etc., only to discover he's an innocent officer?
I'm not a vindictive man. I'm not going to say that whatever. But all those who did what they did to him, they will face justice and face their almighty God. No two ways about it.
But almost 12 months afterwards, the case is at its initial stages at the High Court. The trial is by jury. Ghana's constitution requires all capital punishments to be heard by a 7-member jury and a judge. Under the law, no special expertise is required for one to serve as a juror. Sections 205 of the Criminal Procedure Code reads, every person between the ages of 25 and 60 years who is resident in Ghana and can understand the English language shall be liable to serve as a juror. The law provides criteria for when someone may not be qualified to serve as a juror. It includes but not limited to the President and members of the National Assembly, judges, district magistrates, local magistrates, among others. The jury will be expected to return a unanimous verdict on each charge. Where the jury are unable to return a unanimous verdict in a capital offense, or the verdict of the jury is unacceptable by law, the judge must discharge the jury and order a retrial by a fresh jury. It took about a month for the 7-member jury to be empaneled. On April 25, 2018, Chief State Attorney Evelyn Kilson formally opened the state's case against 14 individuals. The accused persons had been captured on tape, beating up the soldier. They are William Ban, the assemblyman of Dincho Boase. The others are Bernard Asamoah alias Daddy, Kofi Nyaku aka Abortion, Akwesi Ban, Kwame Tufo, Joseph Apiakubi, Michael Enim, and Bismarck Donko. Others are John Bossi, Akwesi Ban, Charles Quenin, Imano Bedu, Bismarck Abanga, and Kojo Enima. They are facing the charges of murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Chief State Attorney Evelyn Kilson said,
we will show you the roles of each accused person in the lynching of Major Mahama in the course of this trial.
The defense lawyers also had their say. Judge Bernard Show's lawyer for 6 of the accused persons said,
the prosecutor would not be able to show that William Ban, the assemblyman, did intentionally instigate and cause the gang of young men of the town to undertake this act.
The other defense lawyers had this to say.
They appear before you as individuals. They are in the dock collectively, but look at the evidence individually. You cannot be heartbroken if you look at the circumstances of this case, but please look at the evidence. Keep your eyes on that ball.
You should not follow the Ghanaian way of doing things. The media things. Look at the evidence critically.
Ignore talks about mob. They must show how acts by A5 and A6 caused their death. You are not supposed to follow your emotions. You must follow the evidence.
This may seem like good news to those who have called for justice. At least the trial has progressed. 58 persons were arrested and put before a district court by the police as of July 2017. But at start of trial at the High Court in February 2018, the number had whittled down to 14. This meant the case had taken up to 7 months at the lower court. Private legal practitioner Martin Pebu explains why this was necessary.
The court has to check whether it is worth it for the accused to be put to a trial. To put somebody through a trial, it brings a lot of trauma, psychologically, financially, emotionally, so much. So the essence of the committal proceedings in the district court is for the court to check whether in actual fact, there is some evidence that has been assembled, so to speak, against the accused person. So that if they see there's any link between the death and the accused, then they will let the trial itself proceed in the High Court. But the point I'm making is that these processes tend to take too long. You say it, yes, and often, of course, the reasons are not hard to hazard because we've not organized the police investigators well. So what happens is that you can have one policeman on one case, and then he's called to start another investigation and called to start a third one. So you have one police investigator having several cases at the same time.
The family of the late soldier has attended all court proceedings, hoping the individuals who committed the crime will eventually be brought to book. They are not impressed with the police prosecutors. They keep wondering why many are seen on tape committing the crime, yet only 14 are standing trial. Captain retired Dennis Mahama is father of the late soldier.
According to witnesses or people who watched the video of how the major was killed, they describe it as a mob of over not less than 50 people. Some with stones, some with guns, some with sticks, cudgels, and even others who prevented him from escaping. We believe that they are all accomplices, and our law says that any accomplice to a crime is equally guilty of that crime. So we have been thinking that there shouldn't be not less than 50 people here, because it's the people who are involved in contributing in one way or the other to get him killed are more than 50.
In murder cases, the prosecutors have to ensure the evidence linking the accused is beyond reasonable doubt. Martin Pebu shares this concern. He wants the police to be diligent before making arrests.
It's the model of investigation that we use. You see, so this model is largely British, okay, where the police are in charge of the investigations. It's when they are done that they bring in the state attorneys, okay. But in the American system, they have the hybrid where the district attorney is in charge. So the district attorney, that's a lawyer, so the equivalent here of the state attorney. Not exactly equivalent, but what I mean is that the district attorney is a state lawyer. So he is in charge. So because he is a trained legal brain, he directs the investigations. I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. So he's looking for what we call the ingredients or the elements of the crime. So that is faster, and also it helps to weed out people who should not be made to stand trial. But as I mentioned, we are using a different model where the the police are solely in charge. They finish before they bring it to the state attorneys, and then the state attorneys look through and begin to weed out the chaff. That's not good enough. So we can reform the prosecution system and make sure that for these cases, not these cases also, I mean general reform, so that we embed state attorneys in the investigation process.
The Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service has been investigating this murder case. The department has a difficult job of ensuring that criminals are cleared off the streets, homes and communities. The department has to work a lot harder to ensure that this painful death of Major Mahama doesn't become like many cold cases on the shelves of the police and the state prosecutor. DCOP Mami Tiwa Abdankwa is Director General.
We've also started developing another case tracking system where from arrest to investigation at every point in time of the investigation, you should be able to track where you are from throughout the country. You should sit in your office and know what is happening in Kumasi, what is happening in other parts of the country. So that at the end of the day, when the case gets to court, then this case tracking project also takes it from there. So right from the beginning till at the court system, we are also doing something to make sure that the whole system gets completed and it is very successful. We cannot continue to receive the blame. So that is why we are also doing something about that kind of allegation so that it doesn't actually happen again. So we are doing our best to ensure that investigators actually arrest when it is necessary and when they have actually established a primary facie case that this person has to be arrested. And even when you arrest and you are not ready to go to court, the law allows us to grant bail.
Others are still not impressed with such assurances. They believe Ghana's justice system is slow, saddled with a lot of manual processes. There have been stories shared of people who have cases pending for many years with no clear resolution in sight. At the national level, cases such as the trial of Gregory Afoko, the alleged killers of MP J.B. Dankwa Edu, among others, have been outstanding for at least 2 years. Paulo Galizzi is a professor of law at Fordham University.
What I would say is that unfortunately delays in the delivery of justice are not only a Ghanaian problem. There are problems in delay of delivery of justice everywhere, some more serious than others. I originally come from Italy, for example, and Italy is regularly condemned in the European Court of Human Rights for failing to deliver justice efficiently and speedily on civil cases and others. But let's talk a little bit about the Ghana situation. I think that Ghana can and should do better, and I think is an example of all the stakeholders coming together, first of all recognizing that there is a problem and trying to find solution to address stakeholders coming together to ensure that people that are accused of a crime, first of all, are presumed innocent. So that until they are convicted by a court, they're supposed to be presumed innocent, and then that the system works speedily to determine whether a person has or has not done what he or she is accused of. So what I would say is that Ghanaians have the right to have justice that is fast, that they deserve. And I think Ghana is going in the right direction. It's striving to do better. And I think it's not alone in having to improve. I've always believed that there's always room for improvement for us all, right?
So far, one witness, the late soldier's deputy, W.O. Sabi Kwesi, has testified against those standing trial. 14 others are expected to be called to take the stand soon. Family of the late soldier are well aware their daily trips to the court may not end anytime soon.
Far so good. We are on it. We know that it's very slow and very frustrating, but we have to live with it. So that is why we are always in court. We want to follow the process, however slow it is. All that we want is justice for Major Maxwell Mahama. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. But we just have to hold ourselves as hard as possible and go through it.
Every court day represents another episode of pain. Each day, when the family looks into the eyes of those accused persons, the pictures of the tortured body of Captain Mahama rushes back to their minds, and sometimes it's as if it's the last stone that killed Mahama keeps crushing their already bruised hearts. Here at Idosu Cemetery lies the soldier whose family will forever struggle to forget him. For Joy News, my name is Joseph Akable.
Family of the late Major Maxwell Mahama are still praying that justice is served until all perpetrators are brought to book. Speaking to journalists after the laying of wreaths, father of the late soldier noted that though it's been a year since the incident happened, the family is yet to come to terms with it.
Today marks the 1 year. Since 29th May 2017, when he died, it has always been, the pain has always been the same. And today, it's as if it happened even today. We are still in pain. And we pray that justice should take its course until all the mob, all the mob is
here. Thank you very much.
The family of the officer with the 5th Infantry Battalion of the Ghana Army, Major Maxwell Adam Mahama, who was attacked and killed by residents of then Dentro Boase, now New Boase, have held a memorial service for him today. His uncle addressed the congregation.
This was a boy who came to me and told me, "Uncle, I want to go to the army." At first, I wanted to say no. One brother is there, so don't go. But I couldn't tell the young man this. So I gave him my blessing. I was there when he was commissioned. and I was very proud. He was born in 85, and 2017, he's dead, or he was dead. Major Mahama was somebody who was so affable that if I see him somewhere, I'll say, why didn't you use your pistol on those, whatever? But he was somebody who would give his life instead of taking somebody's life. What pains me is that if he had died in the line of battle, I would have still been proud, because that's what soldiers are supposed to do. Soldiers are not supposed to die. They are supposed to go and fight and come back alive. But if he dies, so be it. That's why I sent him to the army. But he didn't die in the line of battle. He was being chased by some unruly people, people who had no hearts. He was, well, I think I've said enough. May his soul rest in peace. And we are a military family. My grandfather, Lieutenant Colonel W.H.M. Bamford, started as a private and rose to be Lieutenant Colonel in the British Army. He kept going to the war. He got wounded 2 times, 3 times. So I wonder, why if you go first and you get wounded, tell them, well, I have served enough. But soldiers, you keep going till you can't go anymore. I hope and pray that this thing does not happen to any other army officer or any other soldier for that matter. I pray that it shouldn't happen again, because the Ghana Armed Forces is the last bastion of state power. If you go in and then you don't solve the situation, whom do we have to solve it anymore?
7 key suspects wanted for their roles in the murder of the late Major Maxwell Adam Mahama at Dentro Boase, now New Obuasi in the Central Region, remain fugitives after 1 year. Now, they were part of the mob that attacked the officer who headed a military detachment at Diaso. The revelation comes as Ghanaians joined the bereaved family to mark 1 year of the murder of the late army officer. Diaso District Police Commander ASP Osei Duajiman is convinced residents know the whereabouts of the alleged culprits but are reluctant to make information available. Ohim Interior visited New Obuasi and has filed this report.
Captain Maxwell Adam Mahama, promoted to the rank of Major posthumously, was lynched by a mob which mistook him for an armed robber. He was on a routine morning workout at Dentro Boase when the unforeseen happened. Some women who were selling along the Diaso Dentro Boase road raised what later turned out to be a false alarm on seeing a sidearm on the soldier. 14 out of close to 50 persons arrested over the murder are currently standing trial. Police say 7 key suspects, 6 males and a female, are being sought for in connection with the murder. Yao Amankwa, Tikwa, Yao Bodu, Madame Dedeko, Eric Asante, also known as Yao Agadi, Kofi Ahinkra, and Nana Kojo, also known as Naijo, are on the wanted list.
There are about 6 wanted criminals that we are still looking for. We haven't got information about where they are now, but we are praying that maybe one day some better information can come out that can lead us to the arrest. You are aware also that the case is being tried at the court. So the prosecution is still lying on the police that if we are able to get the remaining 6, for them also to be charged and tried together. There's one of the man we are told his gun was used. There's another one, if you look at the clip, he was using a stone to hit the man. Various roles. Now these are the people that we are looking for.
ASP Eduajiman wants residents to assist police by volunteering information for the arrest of the fugitives to face justice.
You see, these criminals, excuse me to say, they don't live in the bush. We live with them. But like I told the Ghanaian father, if I report this man to the police, for them, they believe they have betrayed that person. As we sit now, I strongly believe that people know where these people are. But to come to the police the Ghanaian fiber. Some time ago, people were afraid, and then there was the rumor that you give police information, and then before you realize, they have betrayed you somewhere that, oh, it was this person who did. But that thing does no more exist. So we are just urging the public that please come, give us the information. We shall try as much as possible to keep your identity. The case is still on. There are others who are still seriously wanted. People know where they are. The police is pleading that please give us information, and we assure you that we are going to keep your identity so that they can also not run away from justice.
Ohimingteya, with that report, we send out our heartfelt condolences to the family and his wife, Barbara Mahama. Now, 19-year-old first-year student of the Ghana Secondary School, Ganas in Koforidua, Kokpate Safo Joshua, has been detained by the Eastern Regional Police Command for attacking the Efidiasi police station and threatening to kill a police officer. Kokpate Safo is under investigation for stealing some mattresses at Ganas and was on police enquiry bail until he attacked the police station yesterday. According to the Eastern Regional PRO of the Ghana Police Service, ASP Ebenezer Tete, Kokpate stormed the Efidiasi police station very furious with a metal bar and a locally manufactured pistol with 1 round of AA cartridge in the chamber and threatened to kill the investigator in charge of his case, Lance Corporal Opong Noah, but he was overpowered and disarmed by police. ASP Ebenezer Tete said whilst Kokpate Safo was detained for his attack on the station, he began shouting and behaving violently, giving the impression that he might be under the influence of drugs. He was subsequently escorted to the psychiatric unit of the regional hospital in Koforidua, where he's currently receiving medical attention. Police will take further action after a thorough mental examination on the suspect. You're watching Joy News Desk. We'll take a break now for business news.